Elder Franklin D. Richards endorsed the views expressed by Elder George Buchanan and was thankful to have so important and interesting a subject as that of the priesthood made so plain and easy to our understanding. Yesterday, the unanimity in voting for the various authorities of the Church by the assembled thousands, who had come from all parts of the earth, was a sign of union that could not be presented by any other people in any part of the world, and ought surely to convince the unbeliever that God was in this work. What had been done during the last 40 years was a mighty work, and it was necessary to continue our exertions in every branch of labor. The sisters could also do much to forward the great work, and indeed they had accomplished a great deal, and no doubt would continue to do what they could. He exhorted the brethren to go forth with renewed energy to establish Zion. He referred them to the 29th and 30th chapters of Deuteronomy, and to notice the great blessings that God promised the children of Israel through the observances of his law, and the calamities that were to follow them if disobedient. And it was now a portion of the labor of the elders of Israel to gather up the scattered tribes who had been driven amongst the nations of the world. Although much had been done in preaching the gospel thus far, a very small moiety of the inhabitants of the earth had heard the testimony of the servants of God. Therefore much remained to be done. It was the intention of the 12 to call to their aid and assistance in collecting the indebtedness due the P.E. Fund, the presidents of stakes and bishops of the various wards. He felt particularly anxious on this subject, for he knew there were thousands of poor and anxious saints living in the old countries whose prayers and expectations were constantly kept up for their relief from Babylon and poverty. He urged the necessity of being whole-souled, not only in paying tithing, but donations to build temples and emigrating the poor.